Hello and hello. Welcome to my Picture at a Glance family. Congratulations to everyone that hit that 3-8 uh, back pair and commented and called me. So today I'm going to be doing the number predictions for the 28th. But what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to kind of do a refresher on the number predictions because everything is kind of consistent. And then I'm going to move right into the tutorial on the 438 because I haven't did a tutorial in a little while. So I kind of want to mix it up because I have new viewers that might want to see how to do the 1-1 rundown. All right, family. Okay, family, this is the number prediction and strategy for the 28th. All right. And here we have my numbers that I play daily. And the reason I'm playing them, they ain't showed up in 15 years like this. All right. And the last year in 2021 evenings, they didn't show up at all in any of the six-way combinations. Here also are the numbers that are left for the rest of the year that's not circled in red. All right. Everything not circled is good to be played. These here, all of them really good to be played because we've had 3 of them to come back already within this month. Now, these are open. The doubles, I'm going to tell you what I'm playing. I'm playing quite naturally my everyday carries. I'm 50-cent boxing everything right here. Okay? Because I'm looking for one of these doubles to come out. And these mirrors is all included in here. So these numbers you don't really have to worry about too much because they're already in here. And then most of these numbers are already up in here. But if you are a first-time viewer and you're in Missouri and you're online, I would look at to play these 50 cent or straight box, however you want to play them. These 3 here. This 24 back pair. And that's the only one left for the year. There's 37, there's 86, 95, 28 front pairs if you like pairs and pairs you want to play. I mean, you can just play them 50 cent until you kind of get an idea of how the strategy is working. But so far it's working pretty good. Let me show you what we've done for just for the month. I hope you can see it. The camera seems like it ain't focusing, but might be my eyes. Everything in red we've hit with the 438 today. All right. I don't think that's bad. I think it's pretty good. All right. And like I said here, it's a little bit of a strange year because I've never only had one pair left by the end of the year. It's normally 12, 13 on both of them, front pairs and back pairs. So that's why I say you have to track. Because the numbers rotate different every year, from year to year. And the triples, I'd play them 50 cents straight. Like I say, I don't invest a lot in triples, so I wouldn't say put a lot of money on one certain triple right now. But I'm playing them 50 cents straight. Like I said, everything here, I'm playing like 50 cent. Anything that's sticking out, I'm looking at this 400 pretty much. I am playing it as 004, okay? Because if you go back and check, and I track everything, the 4 ain't fell on the back end. I guess be probably more about 60 days. The 4 ain't fell back here. So that's why I'm playing it. I'm playing it 004 straight box and 450 straight. Kind of like that. Either way it comes, I get it. All right. The same thing with this here. These are mirrors. I don't have them. I'm not picking them up right now. But you could, this here, like I said, beginner players, if you're looking for somewhere to go here. And if you're looking for the doubles, go and don't want to play all these, which I understand, go with these 4. And this here, I say my everyday carries, I carry those. and they haven't came out like this straight for the year. And they'll play them on the last day or the last 2 days on you. That's why I say play them till they come make their money, y'all family. This gives you patience because you're going to be able to track the numbers and you'll see actually how they working and how long it takes for these numbers to really be hit. Okay, that's going to be on the refresher, but I'm going to go back up here again so we can see how the calendar is looking. And then I'm going to go into the tutorial on the 438. All right, family. All right, here's the tutorial on the 438. And it's going to be for the 27th. So, as I always say, at Pick 3 at a glance, we the home and no tic-tac-toe, no date sums, no grids, no flips, no mirrors, no multiple different rundowns. Because we take 22 numbers and we do the 1-1 rundown on those 22 numbers, and we come up with the actual 1,000 numbers that we can track at a glance at any time. So when you pick a number, you can track it and know why you're playing the number. Or if you don't hit, you know where you didn't hit at without guessing any numbers. That's why I say we're the forest and not the trees. Because with the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, the flips, and the multiple different rundowns, you don't get to see the whole forest. You just get to see the trees. And that way you can't really know why you playing your number. And the only way you're going to know why you playing your number is that you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. Because we track the front pairs, the back pairs, the middle pairs, the single digits, and the actual 1,000 numbers at a glance. And this system, I can teach you the actual system and the strategy behind it in 30 minutes. Anybody. I can teach it to a fifth grader. And ain't no fancy multiplication and anything you have to know. All you have to know is to make out the little sheets, like I say, the front pair, back pair, single pair, the single digit, and the master sheet. And you're good to go. And all you have to do from there is just check off numbers and work with the law of average. So, on here, I'm doing the 1-1 rundown, which this is the tutorial. All right. On the 438 that came in on the 26th, which was yesterday evening. And I showed the where we hit the Missouri lottery and how the 438, I'm sorry, I think I said 436, came in. And it came in December 26, 022. The 26th, 2022. And the last time this is why I always want to show everybody how these numbers rotate. The last time this 438 came in like this was July the 21st, 2018. See what I mean by it take 3 to 4 years for these numbers to rotate out? And if you ain't tracking them, you don't have no idea what's going on with them. Or have a history of the data. And with Pick 3 at a glance, all you need is 1 year's data to go backtrack about a year. And then you'll go back and go into 2023 knowing everything you're going to need to know to be a much better Pick 3 player, because you're seeing the forest instead of looking at the trees with Pick 3 at a glance. Pick 3 is the only one that you can track all 1,000 numbers. You can't do it with Pick 4. You can't do it with none of those other numbers because there's 10,000 of those numbers. All right. And basically what we do here, we take this 438 and we do the 1-1 rundown on that 438. This 1-1 rundown is powerful because it gives you everything in numerical order. Everything with Pick 3 at glance is in numerical order. That's what I mean by you can just check everything off at a glance, like you're checking homework papers or checking your kids' papers. And you'll be done with checking in about 10 minutes, and you can go do whatever else you want and knowing everything was going on with the 1,000 numbers. All right. So when you do the 1-1 rundown on any number that comes in, these numbers here are the base numbers. All right. Whatever number comes in and you do the 1-1 rundown, one of these base numbers will always be in that rundown. I don't care what number out of the 1,000 numbers you do, when you do the 1-1 rundown, one of these base numbers will be in it. Not exactly like they are, but they will be in there in one of the 6 ways or 3-way combinations that they can come. Always. That's why it says pick 3 at a glance. Now, we're going to do the 1-1 rundown, adding 1 to the 4 that came in. We add 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you get 0. I mean, really, you get 10. But you don't use the 1 in lottery math. You just use the 0 in the 1's place. And you count straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 at the bottom, 4 at the top. You add it correctly. Same thing here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 1, 2, 3. 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top. You add it correctly, you're done. Same here. 8, 9, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 at the bottom, 8 at the top. You add it correctly. It keeps it simple. Everything in numerical order. And no different numbers you got to add this up. That's why in Pick 3 at a glance, you'll only have to use the 1-1 rundown on all the numbers that come in. And it'd be easy to add it straight down like I did it. When you get to the 9, you do 0 and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 all over. And if you add the 1 to it again, it's going to do the same thing to eternity. All these numbers are going to be the same. So here are the base numbers. All right. And with the base numbers, which they are 012, 013, 014, 015, 016, 017, 018, 024, 025, 026, 027, 037. These are the doubles that can come. I mean, the straights that come 6 different ways. And here on the doubles can only come 3 different ways because they got 2 like numbers and they can only come 3 different ways. So you got 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, triple zeros, 011, 022, 033, and 044. Okay? Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit here because I don't think I explained the straights how many different ways this can come. This 438, like a straight, it can come 438, it can come 483, it can come 348, and it can come 384, it can come 834 or 843. That's the 6 different ways it can come. That's what I mean when it takes 3 years for these numbers to rotate. Each one of these numbers to change places and rotate out. These the same here. Same principle. All these numbers have to change out. All right. Now, when you did the 1-1 rundown, I said that one of these base numbers will always be in the rundown. And when you come down here, one of our base numbers here is 105. But our base number here in number 4 column is 015. It's just one of the 6-way, same numbers, but just one of the 6-way combinations can come. All right? And when you find this 105, and you'll memorize these numbers because they're simple to memorize, and at a glance, you're going to see your base number in there. You're going to go to column 4 on the master sheet that has the 1-1 rundown on it with the 22 columns. All right? You see the 105. You see it 015, and it's in column 4. You go to column 4, right here. Here's your 015, and the 438, you'll see it as 348. So I didn't show you on the board that it was going to be 438. When you do it in column 4015, it's going to be 348 instead of the 438. Because if you do the 1-1 rundown, which we did with the columns, the number's going to be rotating different. If you rotate this number any kind of way, this 015 going to rotate along with it when you do the 1-1 rundown on any of the numbers. So we go to column 4 again. 015, here's your 348. Bam, you check it off, you're done. Everything at a glance, everything in numerical order. All the columns in numerical order. All 1,000 numbers you're looking at right here on one simple sheet, 22 columns that you can make out, do the 1-1 rundown on those 22 columns. It take you 30 minutes, and you got all 1,000 numbers at a glance. And it ain't going to be a lot of adding because all you're doing is adding 1 to everything. And you'll have the master sheet. So you might say, well, how do I get the 1,000? How does it make 1,000 numbers? The way it makes 1,000 numbers, each one of these columns here, you have 10 numbers. And in the straight, they can come 6 different ways. It's 12 of them. 12, and there's 10 of them. It's 10, they can come 6 different ways. That's 60 on each column. 12 times 60 equals 720. All right. The doubles. You got the doubles can come 3 different ways. Triples only come 1 way. So it's 9 of those. And each column is 30 numbers. So 9 times 30 equals 270. All right. So now you have your 720 on your straights, and your doubles, you got your 270. That gives you a total of 990. All right, 990. Plus your 10 for the triples can only come 1 way, gives you your 1,000 numbers at a glance. Your odds will always be 1 in 1,000. That is never going to change. These 1,000 numbers here, rotating, changing positions each year, is never going to change. That's why it's imperative that you have an actual tracking system of the actual 1,000 numbers. This here is the forest. The tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, the flips, the multiple different rundowns that they have. They can have 1,000, as many numbers as it is, they can have 99.8 rundowns if they want to. 998, 98 or 99. Yeah, 99. Rundowns. Only one rundown they can't have is on triple zeros. That's why I say you're looking at the trees or you're looking at the forest. Because you're looking at every move these numbers can make. All right? Now, with this here, this is December. This is my monthly sheet. Each month, I have a monthly sheet. Like next month, I have a January sheet. Then I have a February sheet. I make monthly sheets. So each month, I can tell what these numbers are doing. Also, in January of 2023, I'm going to have an annual sheet. So as the year progresses, at a glance, I can see as a whole what numbers haven't played. Because we're working by law of average. You always want to know what numbers have played, what numbers haven't played. That puts the power in your hands. At a glance. People, family, this is the forest. This is the forest here. At a glance. You know how powerful that is? That you can see at any time what numbers have failed and what numbers haven't failed. On a simple sheet with 22 numbers. Pick 3 is the only one you can do this in. This is my strategy. All right. All of them are strategies. The mirrors, the 1-1 run, not well, the 1-1 rundown is a strategy. All of them strategy. The tic tac toe, the date sum, the flips, uh, 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 what's the other? Date root sums. They all strategy to achieve a certain result, and the results of being able to hit the numbers. But this strategy here, and most of them will try to hit the numbers the next day. All right, it's not set up for that. The lottery is set up on average for you to lose and not to win. The house won't. Whoever gambles, everybody know the house is the winners. You know what I'm saying? And if we win, they ain't gonna be able to stay afloat. Okay, so we have to strategize with these numbers, just like I'm gonna say it. They had card counters on the casinos. Just one guy came up with the idea, say, working with the law average, if he counted them cards and knew what cards was left and betted heavy on those cards that was left, because he knew they had to come out and knew when to bet and knew what cards was left, he'd win. He could be an instant winner. It was a simple strategy. And he messed around and broke the casinos. They banned him off the boat. You can look it up. They banned him off the boat. And then what he did, he went and got other guys and people and showed them his strategy and let them go on the boat. Then they would win and they split the pots of a simple strategy. Counting the numbers and working in the law average. So then instead of having one deck of cards to play, I know it's blackjack at 21, that's when the casinos start putting in 3 or 4 decks or 5 decks to make it hard for them to count. And the card counters still could count them because they had a method. So now they have people on the boat looking especially for card counters because card counters can break them. It's a simple math, especially if a person got maybe a photographic memory, a good memory, or card-based thing. It's easy to do. In general, this is what we're doing here. Looking at the fours. We're looking at the deck. And as we count by law average, we know what's left to play. We bet on them. That's pick 3 at a glance strategy. This is what we're doing. Simple strategy. And over time, you're going to see how powerful it is. Okay. Now, like I was saying, you make an annual sheet. And what you do with that annual sheet, you always know what numbers have played and haven't played. That's powerful. In the pick 3 world, and this is part of the, the number line here. You got 000s to 499, 500 to 999. This is the top of the 1,000 numbers. This is the bottom of the 1,000 numbers. Reason being, a 0, and they call this. They got 3 names for them. I just call them opposites pretty much. They call them mirror numbers, sister numbers, and opposite numbers. Okay, that's kind of confusing because some people mix them up and call them flips. That's why I was so messed up. I didn't understand what nobody was saying. But you won't be messed up with this because I keep it as simple as possible. Like I said, I can explain anything in 30 minutes. So they call this here sisters, mirrors, and opposite numbers. Then they got a one called flip, but it's totally something different. I used to think they was all the same. But now I know better, so I teach better. These are opposites. These numbers are opposite each other. For instance, a 0 can be a 5, 5 can be a 0. 1 can be a 6, a 6 can be a 1. 2 can be a 8, 8 can be a 2. 3 can be, a 2 can be a 7 can be a 2. A 3 can be a 8 can be a 3. A 4 can be a 9, a 9 can be a 4. They just opposite, the top and bottom, mirror of each other. Now, with the annual sheet I'm telling you about, and also with the monthly sheets, on each one of these columns, I'm going to use column 1. I'm going to use column 1 because it's pretty much straightforward, kind of easy. Is everything in order? 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, like that. Let's say we played 0, 1, 2, and the lottery played 5, 6, 7. They just played your top number. I mean your bottom number instead of your top number. That's what they mean when they say they played my opposite number, or they mirrored my number. Okay. If I play 7, 8, 9, the lottery played 2, 3, 4, they just mirrored the top number, or played the opposite number on the top. Now I'm going to show you how powerful this glance at the sheet is. Every one of those mirrors in each one of these columns. At all times, you know what number is opposite and its mirror didn't fall. Every day. Pick 3 is the only one you can do this on. Here it is. I'm going to go with the number that did come in, the 3, 4, 8. The opposite of it is 8, 8, 9, 3. Hold on, I'm on the wrong. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. 3, 4, 8 is, 8, 9, 3. All right. I'm just doing it on that one. This is the column I normally work on to show you. But 0, 1, 2, the opposite of it is 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, the opposite of it is 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, the opposite of it is 7, 8, 9. Do you know how powerful that is? At a glance to be able to do that. And looking at the fours, and you playing pick 3. You probably have to be a player for a while to realize the power of that. Just that column alone. And be able to know that. Now, I do a monthly, okay? The reason why you want to do a monthly sheet, you want to know what's going on with these columns each month and how they're playing, along with your yearly sheet. So if you get a column like this 0, 1, 2, ain't failed in 30 days, ain't failed in 60 days, ain't failed in 90 days, as you check it, or 120 days, you know that at a glance. And while you tracking these numbers, you building a bucket list of numbers to play, working off the law of average. So if you got a column ain't played for 120 days or 90 days, and usually I got my eye on the column when they ain't failed for 30 days. Then I look again in 60 days, I got my eye on it. And then on that 90 day, I really got my eye on it. And 9 out of 10, I'm going to pick something off that list when I hit. When I hit, I always know where I'm going to go find my numbers at. I ain't never got to catch no number. If you get this down, you ain't never got to even call me for no number. You ain't got to call nobody for numbers because you're looking at the forest and not at the trees. You ain't got to guess no numbers because you know where the numbers come from. You know you're looking at the actual 1,000 numbers and their combinations. You won't need me. What you going to need me for? You won't need nobody for no numbers. Not with this system. This is as truest of a system you're going to ever have. Because you can track all 1,000 numbers. And with the rest of it, you can track the front pair, the back pair, the single pair, the single digit numbers with my strategy that I'm going to show you. And like I say, this is a strategy. Just like all the others are just strategies to achieve a certain result. And that's to try to hit the pick 3 number. I ain't going to be mad at you if you don't need me for numbers. Because I want you to get this down so you can get it for yourself. Because all the numbers rotate different in all states. Midday numbers are going to rotate, and the day is going to be different on midday, and it's going to be different on evening. There's 1,000 numbers. They cross paths. Missouri, if 1, 2, 3 fall tomorrow on midday, and then tomorrow evening it falls 1, 2, 3. Don't mean the data is the same. All it means is those thousand out of those thousand numbers, they just cross paths. The only way you're going to know what the data is on midday or evening is tracking the actual numbers, tracking the actual sheet. Because if you plan a number, if that 1, 2, 3 came midday and you plan it for evening, don't jump off that 1, 2, 3 if you ain't tracked midday to see what's going on with it. Hold your 1, 2, 3 because it might fall right back evening. But you know why you plan your numbers. Okay? And when you track it monthly, and like I say, if it ain't fail in 120 days, which it could happen, I usually, when that happens to me, I play it all straight box. Or depending on how much money I have and where I'm hitting, where I'm at in my pocketbook, I play them 50 box. And the real trick that I'm finna give you right here, you tracking the actual. Remember I told you how powerful that the mirrors and everything is in one column? If this 012 after 120 days, I didn't check, and I checked out some of the numbers here, and I realized that's 012, and it's 5, 6, 7, that's the mirror of each other, ain't played. I'm definitely playing them two, because by law of average, there's a great chance of them coming out. Or if I get to where it's 4 numbers, I always check the mirrors and see which ones ain't came out first. Those are the ones I play. If the 012, the 1, 2, 3, the 5, 6, 7, and 6, 7, 8 ain't came out, I'm definitely, if I don't play nothing off that list, I'm going to play them 4. That's the power of looking at the force. You ain't going to get that nowhere else. Okay? And then reality check that I do. Show you how you track the numbers to your advantage, to track all 1,000 numbers. You got 1,000 numbers. You got 365 days in a year. If you played a different number every day, you still got 635 numbers you ain't gonna touch. You ain't gonna pick 3 at a glance your way to. You ain't gonna grid your way to. You ain't gonna mirror your way to. You ain't gonna flip your way to. You ain't gonna touch. Because you can't touch them. Now you're gonna touch it. You only get 365 chances. But here, the big difference, you tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. So you know at a glance what's going on with those other 635. You're looking at the forest, not the trees. I'm going to say again, you got 1,000 numbers, 365 days out of the year. You play a different number every year. Every through the year, you still going to have 635 numbers you ain't going to touch. That's for every state in the United States. That's for every state in the world. That's for every place on the moon. That ain't going to change. They 635 numbers they missing going to be different from yours and everybody else's. And the only way you're going to know what's going on with them is tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. Period. Period. This is powerful. And once you start tracking the numbers and see how they fall, one thing it did for me, it gave me patience to play my numbers right and play them long enough. Because when I saw that a column with 60 numbers, if I'm playing this column and it ain't failed in 120 days, then I know I got to play them numbers more than jumping off numbers every day trying to hit and thinking what number coming the next day. It ain't going. When you see this and start using it, you had a real story of how these numbers actually rotate and hit. It's the forest. Just this sheet alone is the forest, pretty much. I don't want to count up the other strategies that's pretty good out. Another thing, right here. I'm another reality check I'm gonna give you. And you see this here, this section. Reason being, this is only about a third. I'm rounding up and down now, but pretty much this 365 is about a third of the 1,000. So you can only get 30% of those 1,000 that you plan for the whole year. If you take these numbers here, exact like they are, and play them every day for 365 days off of this column, the most on average now I'm talking about, because you're going to have your oddball stuff, you're going to only get 3 of them exact, maybe 4 exact. And that's like playing for the whole year. I've been tracking these numbers for 30 years. I can tell you what they're doing in my sleep. Again, if you take this whole column, just like it is, and play it every day, 365 days out of the year, the most you're going to get is 3 or 4 on average, because you're only going to get a third of the numbers. Out of 10, 3 is a third. 3 is a third. That's the 65 right there. 35 right there. %. Pick 3, you can get 30% of the numbers on average for the whole year. But the power is in your hands when you can watch all 1,000 numbers at a glance off of 22 simple columns. And you're going to memorize these numbers because they ain't nothing to memorize. And when you do the 1-1 rundown, you're, oh yeah, that's column 2. Oh yeah, I can do, that's column 4. Yeah, that comes off column 10. Oh, okay, yeah. And then like I said, the mirrors. Everything here is a numerical order. Everything here has its opposite and mirror in each column. And I'm going to show you. On doubles, 0, 0, 1, 5, 5, 6. 1, 1, 2, 6, 6, 7. At a glance. Power in your hands. What you do with it is going to be up to you. Unless you still want to go somebody else and get numbers, it's on you. If you ain't, you don't want to invest your time in it, I guess you can. But it's so simple. All right, family and viewers, first-time viewers, I hope I got my point across here. How you can put the power back in your hands. All right? Especially with pick 3. I ain't talking about, I specialize in pick 3, period. Because it's teachable, trackable, and doable. And if you, first time, you're visiting, if you don't want to subscribe, you could hit the like button. But I'll be here if you want to come back and subscribe and hit that bell and know when I'm posting. I'm going to plan to go live next month. And try to get that down. And go on a regular basis, too. I'll be here for you to go live with me. Okay, and I can ask any questions you want me to answer. It won't take me but 30 minutes and you'll have it. This here is the pairs. Powerful, powerful. Right, at a glance, you can track your pair. This is your single pair. You want to know what your single pair hadn't played. Okay, this 3-8 we just hit hadn't played all year. You know how I knew that? Because I was using this to track it. That's how we hit it, 4-3-8. We only got 2 left. Well, 1 left now, the 24 on the back. Okay, but here you go. This pair, this 4-3-8, the way you do it is you're going to mark off the 34, 38, and the 48. You got 3 different numbers. You're going to have 3 different pairs. And if you got only 2 numbers, like say the 770 there, you're going to mark off the 77 and you're going to mark off the 07. That's 2. And if you have triples come in, like the 888 right here, you guys going to mark off the 88s, so you'll know that pair is marked off from the triples. And And I don't care what one of those 1,000 numbers come in, you'll always be able to get them off and mark them off on this triangle pair chart or strategy. At a glance, whatever's left. Okay? Here is a number positioning. This here lets you know what number hasn't failed all month. Like the 4, 3, 8, you got 3 columns from 0 to 9 here. All right? And with those 3 columns from 0 to 9, like this 4 is the first spot you're going to mark off. This 3 in the middle you're going to mark off. And the 8 on the end you're going to mark off. All right? Now, at the end of the month, when you do that, you're going to know what numbers haven't been marked off. But here, like this 160 and this 601 and this 610, let's say you marked all of them off for the month except for the 6. And your number you plan is 160. You're going to make sure the next month you're going to put that 6 on the front and play 601 or play 610 for the 6 ways that it can come and possibly hit it straight. That's how I line up my numbers to hit straight. Okay. Now, this is a powerful sheet here too. Very powerful. Tracking the actual front pairs and back pairs again. That's like I said. That's how I knew that 38 hadn't failed all year. Missouri evening draw. Just checking it off. Just like I told you, circle or check those numbers off. I made a sheet with same numbers on the top as the bottom for the front and for the back. Like this 438. You're going to mark off the 4 on the front, 4-3 on the front, and you're going to mark off the 3-8 on the back. And by me tracking for the whole year, I knew that 3-8 hadn't failed. And by law of average, toward the end of the year, I knew it. I'm pretty sure it was going to fall. But this year was a weird year because I've never seen all the numbers almost be taken off when we get to this part of the year. It's usually 12 on the back pair and 12 on the front pair that's left. But this year, they've been hitting the numbers like crazy by the law of average. So, yeah. Again, 4-3 on the front and 3-8 on the back. By the end of the year and through the year, once you start eliminating the numbers off, you're going to be able to see what's going on with them. And by the end of the year, you'll know what numbers are left. Okay? And I did a tutorial kind of like on how to track the front pairs and the back pairs and put them together. Something like this. But just to make a sample, last year, 2021, which was easy to do, this here is 09. It looks like a 19, but it's 09 front pair hadn't failed and 90 back pair hadn't failed. So I rotate the numbers into the next year, okay? And I played 090. And I knew that the 900, by tracking it on the master sheet at a glance, hadn't failed. That was my everyday carry number. I hit it pretty good, 090, because I didn't fall off of it, because I knew by law of average, in all probability, it was going to come in, because I've been tracking over the years. Same thing I did with the 06 front pair didn't fall all last year, evening draw. And the 60 back pair didn't fall all last year, evening draw. So my number to play was 060, and it came in exactly like that. I wasn't surprised it came in like that. Because 9 out of 10, I knew it was going to come in like that. Working with the law of average. This is the forest and not the trees. Tracking everything that's going on with that 1,000 numbers. And that would have been pretty much it, but my brain kept clicking and saying, okay, you got the doubles, you got this stuff down, you need something to get those doubles down. Okay, I said, okay, let me see, what can I put together? Right here, I took all the doubles and place them in numerical order, pretty much, where at a glance I would know what number and its opposite didn't fall. What pair double or its pair opposite didn't fall. This is powerful too. Okay, so let's take the 223, the 332 is a pair. The 778 and the 887 is a pair. All right, but they mirror each other. See where it say 2 can be a 7, 7 can be a 2, a 3 can be a 8, 8 can be a 3. So at a glance, if a pair or is mirrored in play, I'd rotate them over to the next year. And also at a glance, with them being in that order for me, if I found out that, say, these three all together, group 10 didn't play for the whole year, them was going to be my doubles I'm going to carry over to the next year to play. I'm not going to play all them doubles when I'm looking for a double to play, because I know by law average, one of them going to come in that ain't played out the year before. When I hit, I automatically know where I'm getting my doubles from. Normally, and like I say, every year is different. Every numbers rotate different every year too, because you got 3 years of them rotating out on average and then rotating out again and coming back again. Like I say, 24, I ain't seen that since I've been playing, that only one back pair number is left, or one front pair number left. It's usually 12 or 13 of them. But it works to our advantage. It works good, really, because you ain't got that much numbers to look at to play. Right now, we only got like 5 on the front. Okay, so here, that's how I do that. Okay, and that's strategy 5. This is a strategy just like all the rest of the strategies. But to me, this is the forest where you can see everything. And it's easy teachable. That's another thing I like about it. I can teach it in 30 minutes. Now here's like I was saying, I think I showed this earlier. Like I was saying, that 3-8, and all we got is the 24 left for the year. But you can't play them all. I would love to play that 24, but it's going to throw me off my other numbers. I'm not going to, I stick with what I got. Then when I hit, then I might pick that, play all the pairs that's left. I could do it now, but I'm not. Play responsibly. And you won't be doing too much of it when you start tracking the actual numbers and tracking the actual back pairs and see how they fall. You'll be patient and wait, because you're working by law average. You know your number's going to come. Same here. All these numbers here, down here, that we've hit, everything in red we've hit. It's just these numbers here that I lined up. I try to organize it a little bit, because I believe in pick 3, you got to try to keep yourself organized. You got to be organized now. But you can be with these sheets. It's simple. You'll be organized because it's a simple sheet. I got one sheet, you'll see it, or in my 690-something videos, shorts and videos that you'll see. And I think I put everything I could think of on it to help everybody and help us all be much better players. And again, me playing personally, I'm playing all this right here. 50-cent box. I might play some straight box also. But I'm playing those right here. And I tell everybody, now I could pick these up too. And I can pick the 682, the 683, and the 468. I organize those. Everything else that I organize together, which is pairs, hit already. So by law average, I'm looking for those to hit. Okay? See how the mirrors work? I figured with the mirrors that 3 and 8 hadn't failed that for 2 months together. The 3-3 and the 8-8, and I figured, okay, by this time of the year, there's only maybe one triple left to play. Let's go with the 8s. And the reason being, I knew the 8s hadn't failed, And I knew by the tracking, looking at the forest and not the trees, I knew that 8 on the back end hadn't failed all year. That's how I caught them. Okay. And we got, I think, like 12 numbers on here left to play, and 12 of these doubles left to play. I've never seen so few numbers left to play, but it's working good, all I can say. And here, up here, everything in red we hit for the month. In red, in Missouri, evening draw. All at a glance, looking into the forest. And next year the forest is going to be different. So you're going to need to be tracking it with the data. And that's the only one you got to track. If you get the data for this year and next year you start fresh and rotate any of these numbers that don't hit, I'm rolling right over into next year. And then I'm going to highlight them on the columns that they came off of. So when I find a column ain't failed in 2-3 months or whatever, I can also see what number that didn't follow the prior year and make sure I play that number. Because the likelihood of it coming out is good. That's how you do it. All right, family. Play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless.